Welcome. It is February 18th, and I welcome you all to this energy exchange that I am covering today. And I hope everybody is well. The sun now moved into the water sign of Pisces. So this could soften a little bit of our intellect because of all the Aquarian energy that we have going on. I'm noticing like ground control, the major time for me, because I have the ruling planet of Pisces, which is Neptune, in my first house with my ascendant. And so I had to go out and ground. I definitely noticed the shift in the energy when I woke up this morning and connected. Felt like I needed to call myself back into my body. And so, yeah, here we are. We have a little bit of the sun in Pisces, which is also the ruling planet of Pisces, is in its home sign of Neptune. So let's see what we got going on with the chart. Pull it up. Here it is. So we see we do have Mars, the moon, and Uranus all in Taurus. I was reflecting on this morning. I am one that still preserves as much locally grown, and I raise some of my own, grow my own food here at my home. But last year I was trying to find canning lids as I was in the fall time and doing my harvesting and prepping, and go figure, there was a shortage in lids. So I was curious to see what was happening with that. Right now I'm going to be checking into that, and if I can get my hands on them, I'm going to order them now so I don't run into this issue. Uranus is all about science. So it being in Taurus, the body, the more natural, the more holistic, and it also represents our food and how we grow our food. Having a little bit of conflict here, and I know I read an article recently about how some assholes of the world are trying to, not only they already genetically modify our food, but they're wanting to involve science more and more, which I find bullshit. There's one person that's got his little dirty hands invested in everything to do with our lives, whether you know it or not. And so he was genetically growing meat. Disgusting. So, Uranus is also the light awakening. So I almost feel like it was with it being in Taurus too, because I feel like we're in this revelations time where there's revelations and disclosure, which this energy here, Pluto being in Capricorn still, is uprooting the old ways, the old structures that haven't worked for the collective, haven't worked for all of mankind. And Pluto is going to continue to be there in that sign of Capricorn, which is the structures, but its ruling planet of Saturn moved on into Aquarius with Mercury, Jupiter, Venus. The Venus will move into Pisces as well on the 25th of February. So I feel like with this Pisces sun now today, this could soften a little bit of our intellect, our overthinking. But really with all this energy in Aquarius, I think it's wanting us to change our perspectives. I think it's helping assist us on seeing a bigger picture of what's worked and what has not worked. And after Mercury goes direct on, let's see, which day does it go? Mercury goes direct on Saturday, the 20th. I do believe we'll have a break in any of the retrograde energy and all planets will be direct. So what is that? A little bit of forward momentum, more things being revealed here, feeling like maybe some of us that are awake are going, okay, get on with it. We know there's still dark hidden things in the structures, whether it be government or whatever hierarchy there is. that needs to be revealed. And I believe after Mercury goes direct again, with all that forward momentum, that we'll have a little bit more of the disclosure stuff coming out. So being patient, trusting in the divine is helpful. And again, the sun going into Pisces, I feel could soften up a little bit of the lower mind intellect. And dreaming a new vision, I guess. The glyph for Pisces is the one fish swimming up and the one fish swimming down. And then there's a cord in between that. Well, kind of here. The 12th house, which Pisces rules. Again, you do not have to be a Pisces. This is in everybody's birth chart. The planet of Neptune is in everybody's chart. The Pisces house is in everybody's chart. And it is always the 12th house, which is where we shed our bodies. It's a spiritual sign. It's a mutable water sign. So any of the water signs have to have healthy boundaries if you have a lot of water energy in your chart, because if you don't, you leak out. Pisces on a lower aspect can be escapism. On the higher octave of Pisces, it can be very spiritual, but I'm feeling a collective energy with this Pisces sun is, because this is an energy that can see through the illusions, and we're just done with the bullshit of the way the systems have always been in place. And it could be within you. I know it is for me. I just don't resonate with the way that human behavior has been happening. And it's no shocker it being with my rising sign, Neptune, being in my first house, my ascendant, that I don't want to play small. I don't want to play the egoic human bullshit. Just done, feeling like I'm done with humanity's crap and playing small and the bullies on the playground. And it's like, now it's time to fucking kick the narcissistic behaviors in the booty and connect your spirituality into everyday life. It's not something outside of us. It's who we are. We're cosmic, we're spiritual. And then we drop down into this density of the earth plane and everybody gets a personality. And the personality is not a bad thing, but it is when your ego's driving what you do, driving what you say to yourself. So just pay attention to that. I pulled out a couple of my cards that I'm going to share before I do cards for today. All the while, I just have to say this too, now that the sun is in Pisces at the end of the month around the 27th, it's going to be shining its light on the full moon in Virgo, illuminating. This could be a time of us reflecting upon our bodies. This could be a reflection of what we think from moment to moment. This could be the energy building up of how we take care of ourselves. And what the Virgo energy is very natural and holistic. Virgos, on a healed perspective, know that for every disease is a natural plant that can help you heal. So about the body and getting away from pharmaceuticals. And the crazy part is what we have going on with these jabs is those that think they have authority of other people going, you know what, I'm going to use science. I'm going to inject this jab that's not a vaccine into the arms. I mean, if you watch any kind of regular TV, which I don't, I just see some of it on YouTube, it's crazy and insane. They have this agenda of getting these blank things into people's arms, get them in their arms. No, I'm sorry to tell you, science does not, especially when it's corrupted science, replace the natural holistic healing of what Earth, her plants, excuse me, provide for us. So I know I'm a little bit all over the place today because this sun moving into Pisces, I definitely did feel it because I do have that Neptune in my first house of self. But the Neptune energy is also Pisces energy can be very intuitive. This can be just like, oh, wow, now that the sun is in Pisces, I'm a little more tapped into my spiritual essence. I can see what's happening over here in the Aquarian energy where we're wanting to expand with Jupiter, really truly value with Venus, Mercury reflecting as it's in its retrograde energy of what is beneficial for the whole in our consciousness, our cosmic consciousness. That's where I say often about a lot of downloads and a lot of sudden, just like aha moments, because we have the ruling planet of Aquarius, Uranus, over in Taurus, which is the body, which is our values, our true self-worth. So I just love astrology in this way because it's not only spiritual, divine, but it's also practical and can help us, get to the bare bones and to the root of who we truly are, so we can step more into our authenticity and peeling back the layers of programming and projections and taking on false identities and labels. So it's continued to be a stripping down and dismantling type of energy. And we will see all through 2021 rapid changes, sudden aha moments, sudden disclosures of information because of this Saturn square Uranus that I do believe happened exact yesterday on February 17th, but it'll again happen 2 more times throughout 2021. And the last of them, I do believe, is the last square between those exactly is about December 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to continue to see innovation. Aquarian energy seems super fast for me too, because like I was just thinking of the concept of man-made time, and it's like, holy shit, it's already mid-February. However, beyond that, it seems like we're speeding up. Things are coming through faster. Things are shifting faster. And that's where I was personally for me, and you still could be yourself, had a lot of intellectual chatter. And how you can immediately flip that script within you is to sit down, be still, reset your whole system by bringing your conscious breaths into your heart space and doing that until you feel the relief, till you'll feel the surrender of who you truly are. It's the truth and the way is always in the heart. So there's little things that we can do as we're in these human vessels to flip the script of what's going on within us. Again, too, I think we just had a Mars square Venus. And to me, that's the ultimate, feminine, masculine. This is the soft, receptive energy. This is the masculine action energy. So for some of us, and I know I've experienced this, it can, you can have sudden bouts of anger. Again, I haven't done my Chiron in Aries generation, but many of us are in our Chiron return. And so many of us are finding that we're getting angry about the systems, the injustices that we've witnessed with all that Saturn energy in Capricorn, where there was, the hierarchy that many of us have experienced lifetime after lifetime for thousands of years. But with this great awakening and the light coming into the planet and also into our bodies, that's coming in hot and heavy too. So it's shifting and changing us super fast with that Aquarian energy, I noticed. Again, the North Node in Gemini wanting us to get into smaller tribal, smaller community. Maybe small community grows on changing how we do our food so we can get away from that over harsh industrialized farming, whether it be produce, whether it be for meat. I'm not one of those that says completely cut out blah, blah, blah out of your diet. I believe it's an individual thing. But, thinking about how they've done industrialized, whether it be, like I said, the meat and the inhumane ways that they raise them for slaughter. It's fucking mind-boggling to me. It's disgusting. So again, the North Node in Gemini and the South Node in Sagittarius, what did we believe? How are we open to changing our belief system? Are we open to seeing a new perspective with all this Aquarian energy? It's all about that right now. Perspective and awareness. This Pisces energy is also depending on what you have in the 12th house, where your planet of Neptune is. I know for me, self-awareness is key for me because I have Jupiter in Pisces with Neptune in my first house. So it's all about me having being self-realized, aware of why I have in the past or presently do the things I do, course correcting myself. And the 12th house is about yielding to a higher power for a greater cause. The Pisces energy is very, can be very dreamy and intuitive and compassionate. However, on the lower aspect of that, it is where we can check out and not want to deal with what's in front of us, escapism. So I know that was huge for me until I became self-aware. And then I've done things to shift that. So with the Sun and Pisces energy, be aware and conscious of where it is you have avoided facing something that's within yourself, and course correct and choose to transmute it. So let's go back to full screen. I don't know how this picks up on my headphones that I have in my earbuds today, but I'm going to clear my energy and do a little bit of cards for this reading today. I know I definitely felt the shift from the Sun in Aquarius into Pisces. And so this, for many of us, you could or could not, whichever, feel a little bit of a softening of that busy intellect, all that information. And again, how you can do that just with your awareness is sitting down and deep breaths into your heart space and allowing for that expansion and that growth, and also a surrender. And I've shared recently on the vagus nerve. So if you're somebody that's experiencing a lot of that anxiousness and that busyness in the intellect because of all this air energy in Aquarius, it's really important that we reset ourselves. And you can do that by doing different vagus nerve stretches. So just, if you're not a part of my Telegram, which is t.me/divine divination, where I have shared in there, go onto YouTube or research how you can reset your vagus nerve. It really is. I'm practicing it and it's working well. I'm feeling a lot better, feeling a lot grounded, other than I'm being outside every day. But in order to interrupt that energetic pattern within that vagus nerve, which runs throughout our whole body, I just find it wonderful. So let's clear our energy. Let's take some deep centering breaths in, and I'll do some cards for this sharing today. Allowing some deep cleansing breaths to soften you. Visualizing yourself connected through your feet to the earth. Visualizing also out of your crown that beautiful energetic cord to the God Creator. Breathing a deep breath into your heart space. Letting go. So with all this buzzing energy in Aquarius, you know, I've noticed, because Uranus is electricity and we are energy beings, that if you're having hot flushes through your body, or if you're having a little skin rash here or there, or feeling like your intellect is just buzzing like a bee, fast pace, there's techniques that you can do. Listen to your body more than ever, especially with this buildup going into Virgo. Like, again, she is an earth sign. That sun in Pisces will be illuminating her, revealing any of the things that we need to be aware of. If you're open, I mean, you can block yourself in so many ways, and usually that is where we block ourselves, and it usually is our lower minds, our intellect. Again, I don't demonize the ego. However, in order for us to live in a good harmony between our heart and soul, we can master our minds. So that's been coming up a lot as well. I'll get a drink before I do some of these. I'm going to pull. I'm going to switch this up. Going to do a watery deck, which is the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. This was my very first oracle deck, gifted to me by a friend in the UK. And because this Pisces energy is, you know, about Poseidon, the sea and water, and just the fluent energy of that, I'm going to go ahead and pull one from this first, from the Magical Mermaids. I love this deck, my very first, so it's sentimental to me. Bring in the water element with the sun now in Pisces. So happy solar return. Happy birthday to all you Pisces. Again, we all have 12th house in our chart somewhere. We all have the energy of Pisces. We all have Neptune. And that's where I just love astrology, because it's psychological, and it's also spiritual. It can really help us to understand ourselves, to be self-aware, and I just love it, obviously. So what message it is that we can share today with this Pisces sun? And again, like I said, Venus, the planet of beauty, of value, moving into Pisces around the 25th. Pisces is the traditional ruler of Taurus and Libra, and so there's just so much conversation that goes back and forth between the planets and the houses, and I love it. I just love it. Again, you can dive deep into the levels and the layers, and it's just amazing to me. Worthiness, that's huge, because we are truly all recovering parts of ourselves that we didn't even know perhaps were wounded. Self-worth, a true self-worth, a spiritual, I'm a creator, co-creator. I'm a spark of creation myself. I'm a brother, sister to the Christ energy, the Christ consciousness, the heart, the truth, the way. This world in the third density has beat people down from their worthiness, and it's time to regain that. I'm getting hot right now, actually. Sorry, not sorry. That's part of the electrifying energy too. And it does shift and change our hormones, because it's shifting and changing our bodies and our DNA as well. So it isn't just a crone type of woman who has gained wisdom and experiences through life and goes through these hormonal changes. That is something to be embraced. So worthiness, know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. This is what we're healing. This crap society that was ruled by the less than 1% satanic lunatics have belittled people, who have shamed people for thinking differently, shaming people for loving themselves, shaming themselves for not going around with the narratives. This is what we're healing, is our true self-worth, our value, the Taurus energy. I hope that I'm not getting too much of a glare on here. I know this camera's not as well as my cell phone, but this right here, think about it. With that building up of the energy coming into the Virgo full moon, how do you treat yourself in the day to day? Are you taking time to be grateful for your body supporting you? Are you taking time to get into the sun and put your abdomen up to the sun and breathe it in and just know your divinity? You are worthy of all good things. And there's no reason this planet and humanity has, the planet itself isn't unclean. Humans' behaviors, every single thing that we see right now goes back to human behavior. This time when in the Pisces age of survival and dog eat dog and you name it, needs to end. And what the difference is with all this Aquarian energy today versus how it happened in the 60s is that we have literally different light codes coming into us, coming into the planet. You can see it, you can feel it, and we're shifting and changing. That does support us. It's like leaving behind the fuckery of the Pisces age. So there is a little bit of a different support that we have now with all these planets in Aquarius versus the 60s. So a few more. What else for this? Sun in Pisces. We're still feeling, and we will continue to feel all that Aquarian energy as we are in revelations and disclosure of hidden things as Pluto stays in Capricorn. I do believe, don't quote me on this, digging up the deep dive in the Pluto energy into the dark hidden things in Capricorn. I do believe through 2027, if I'm not mistaken. The World card, cycle of completion. Oh, for sure. Again, revelations. We got the World card and the Tower card. End of a cycle. We're in it. The world, the humans. This is a completion cycle. And this is also the Tower energy, which is divine intervention. These two energies are perfect with what I've shared today, as in we are seeing revelations. And we're also at the end of this Pisces age, going into the age of Aquarian. We're getting a little taste of it, to where the old hierarchy systems, the old structures of the last, 2,000 years, I think, have not been working. It's time to reveal them, dismantle them, not just cut them off at the top, uproot those energies, which is the Tower moment, which we're in that too, but it's also this ending of a cycle. Love it. That's perfect for what I shared today. Do an I am. Self-worth. What do you value yourself? That's where it starts. Do you value you, your authentic you? Are you putting yourself in a box? That's where that air energy, we restrict ourselves, we limit ourselves. It's time to break out of that. And with that Aquarian energy of cosmic, starting to get back in sync, that the earth is to sustain us and that we can't keep raping her. And that, let those all, I don't want to go back to the way it was. Too many people unaware, too many people sleep at the wheel as these corporations took over and started dictating, dominating our lives as a whole. And no more, no more. Time to go. Done. Complete the cycle. But this too, with the Pisces energy, it's the body and the spirit. One fish up, one down. It's the ending of a cycle. The 12th house is about that. So I am unique. Aquarian energy is the rebel energy. We all have that energy within us. It's time to strip back the layers, start feeling worthy, self-worth, embracing your uniqueness, That's the beauty of the Aquarian energy. Don't be disconnected. Don't be cold. That's another Aquarian energy can feel disconnected, even though they have a consciousness of the whole. It can also, for some on the lower aspects, you know, not be in tune with the earth, not being in tune with their body, so much into the science and the technology, and also learning. And they don't even, some of them realize they're being taught by a system that's indoctrinated them to think the way they think. Then they lose their uniqueness, because if you think differently or you think outside the box, you're wrong. When in fact, bringing forth your truth and your uniqueness is how we end those cycles. Beautiful. I am strong. Didn't we just get this the other day? Be spiritually courageous, guys. Build your worthiness. You can do that. If you have no self-worth, it will show in your life. We can change the frequency of that by getting in tune with yourself, getting in tune with the divine, feeling a real true worthiness within you. Not allowing others to shame you for having a unique expression. One more. Oops. I am peaceful with my emotions. That's beautiful as well, too, because we think about this Pisces energy. It's a very emotional sign, and sometimes people check out because this world and the worldly ways are too fucking much for them. I know I did this. Nothing makes sense to you with human behavior and how we've gotten to where we are. Just understand that we are in a tower moment where there is divine intervention, and it starts with you, within you. You are the divine intervention. The minute you become self-realized, the moment you start loving yourself as a divine child of creation itself, it fruits out. You'll tell them by their fruits. Truth in the heart is always the way. I send this to you guys with so much love today. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, like always, listen to your body. It speaks to you. Shalom.